So if you've barely been getting into the UFC these past couple of years, then you for sure know about the wacky antics of Sean Strickland. In the past 2 years alone, he has become the most hated and or the most beloved fighter, depending on what he has to say, because more likely than not, he is going to offend someone. It's just a matter of how offensive is he going to get. And now that he has gotten a lot more attention from winning, losing, and then trying to regain his belt, he knows that no matter what he says now, there are going to be people who are like, "You are so funny, Sean, I can't believe you just made a joke about black people liking fried chicken and watermelon. You need your own stand-up special, Sean. You need your own Comedy Central stand-up. The world is not ready for what Mr. Strickland has to offer them." And then he gets up on stage and does Michael Richards' stand-up routine word for word when he was at the Laugh Factory. Google it on YouTube and Instagram. And look, I know a lot of UFC fighters are racist pieces of shit who can say what they want about people because who is going to stop them? They literally fight for a living. They are actively looking for someone to use their skills on that they get to use at most 3 times a year. But while there are fighters who will say a specific country is a shithole all because their little pussy immune system couldn't handle the local atmosphere, Sean Strickland ranks amongst himself when it comes to saying things you are not supposed to say. And at first, I won't lie, I thought it was funny, but then you realize that he's just reusing all the jokes and insults that he used in high school, and it's like, we get it, Asian people are yellow. This dude is 34 years old acting like he's some Vietnam vet. He grew up with a racist grandpa. You ain't no real racist, you racist by association. But when he was getting ready for his fight against Adesanya, he was like, finally, all eyes are on me, but not like the Tupac album, for melanin-related reasons. But this was white versus black, something that Sean goes to bed and dreams of every night. And while not as offensive as the other stuff he says, this was probably my favorite quote from their press conference.
"No man that beats off the cartoons is gonna beat me."
After that, he went on to fight Dricus du Plessis, and something that I thought was weird and started to give me the ick was when I guess Dricus made fun of Sean for getting beat by his dad. Awesome information to have when you're going up against someone like Strickland, but I guess that hit a nerve that Sean has been burying deep down, because when he said that, Sean was like, "If you ever talk about my dad again, I'm gonna kill you," and then proceeds to use that anger to lose his belt. Then he went back to fighting someone who was darker than him, but because Costa is also someone who is known for saying outrageous things, Sean didn't really go as hard as he usually does, other than saying that he was going to win. Then, as you guys know, his next fight was an embarrassment for him. And since then, Sean's popularity has been slowly dwindling, considering that he was only able to back up his shit talk 2 out of the 4 times he said something, and going 2 for 2 in your fights while being 4-0 in shit talking is not a good look. There is literally a 50% chance that you might lose your next fight. I might get in the octagon with you with those odds. But what makes him not being able to back up what he said even worse is how he acts when he's not getting ready for a fight. Apparently, Sean is known for trying to knock out his sparring partners, which was made obvious to all of us when he sparred with Sneeko and acted like there was something actually at stake if he won. He's also just casually racist under the excuse that he's a free speech advocate. Speech advocate? From the guy who sounds like he has permanently lodged in his throat? Yeah, no thanks. I'd rather have Helen Keller be my speech advocate. But as of recently, Sean went and did a big no-no. So a few weeks ago, some of you guys might remember when Sean Strickland attacked this amateur fighter out of nowhere after he won. If you didn't, well then, Sean Strickland attacked this amateur fighter out of nowhere after he won. And what provoked him to do that was the celebration this fighter did right after he won.
Hernandez, I think, just stuck his tongue out to Sean Strickland, so I saw Sean smirk.
And that is the end. The stash. Luis Hernandez gets it done.
He's talking to Chris Curtis and Sean.
Oh, Sean.
Strickland.
Oh, wow.
Whoa,
Oh, shit. Oh, no.
Now, I guess after getting the D-Generation X chop done at you, all gloves are off, and that's basically the equivalent of someone shitting in your mom's mouth. Or at least to the CTE-ridden Sean Strickland it is. But I don't care how famous of a fighter you are, or how small of a promotion you're at. If this is a sanctioned MMA match, then whatever state you're in's athletic commission is going to have a few words to discuss with you about the situation you went and got yourself into. And so, the Nevada State Athletic Commission suspended him, making him ineligible to fight until they decide on whether or not they should extend his suspension. And what makes this even worse is that this was around the time that he would get scheduled for another fight. Like, we were a couple of weeks away from seeing who Sean was going to fight next, but now that has all been put on an indefinite hold. Now, his excuse for all this is actually hilarious considering what he says to people. But last month, he replied to this tweet that said, "God damn it, Sean, you know they'll hit you with NSAC penalties. Fuck, sorry, bro." And then Sean said, "Yeah, what frustrates me is even during the fight, he was insulting me. The athletic commission's job is to prevent this from happening. There was no warning, no penalty. They tell Marab to shut up all the time. Even the announcers were calling it. Aw, did your widow feelings get hurt? Did you not like what the big bad meanie said to you? This guy's a UFC fighter, not the biggest pussy in the world. Oh, what? He is? Both? Like, what kind of CTE field excuse was that? Fighters talk shit all the time. There's no way the athletic commission is going to reduce his suspension if that is going to be his excuse. They're going to be like, that got you mad? You just tweeted out, I'm not fucking racist or anti-Indian, .Indian or TP Indian. And you want to complain about what someone said to you? Yeah, suspend this guy for life. Sean is literally a pussy when it comes to someone making fun of him better than he makes fun of them. When he gets on a podcast, he'll talk shit about everyone, even the host, but God forbid someone talks shit about him. But yeah, guys, Sean Strickland is not going to be able to fight for who knows how long, and if that gets him to shut up, then good riddance. So tomorrow or Monday. Peace.